Hello everybody and welcome to the new video. This time I don't have that many slides, but this is very important topic, so I will go into details with this. Since this topic is about lack of morale in the Saab church, or this kind of challenges that you probably will conquer and probably will face in your Saab searching way, because nowadays I see that lack of morale is very easy to basically to get this feeling of lack of morale, because there is a lot of ways for that in the sub church, and sometimes the sub search is very this is not very grateful thing to do, usually that it's very unforgiving. And yeah, let's go get into that. So first of all, we need to understand what kind of causes that, and there is actually a lot of things, but I was bringing out the most important ones that was I faced when I was searching for the job, and I think many of you have faced the same things, or some of them I've even heard from my connections, and those people that are just like friends and family for me. So I've heard about those things that they are sharing their experiences, and then I would also share some of my experiences and practices about it. But yeah, so rejections or ignoring, that means that no answer. So basically, what the company can do is that they can reject you or ignore your email completely, and you will get no answer to their email. That means that usually you're not selected by them, but sometimes they are very busy, they are too busy, or they are not sure if this position should be fulfilled in the first place with their new funds that they have available and budgets. And right now, I think we're approaching to November, and that's actually the time that everybody starts to put together a budget for the next year. I mean, the big companies, they're going to start working on that for about the next year, and the next year, like in January, I think most of these budgets are put together. Some bigger companies, of course, need more time with this, but basically we're in this season of the budgeting, and that's not very good season to find a job yet, because everybody's maybe thinking too much of the cuts and stuff. Usually the best time to search for the job is spring or summer, and winter, it will be very difficult, and autumn also a little bit difficult because of this reason. And the first thing that comes into mind is what others have that I don't. This is the thing that probably, like, this sentence, I think many of you have encountered, and that's very common to have for every people, because I mean, uh, when you don't get the job or you get the rejection, then you will ask this question from yourself, and after that it brings down your morale. And there is no easy answer to this. Basically, what all the managers are estimating is different aspects. Not everybody is estimating your experience. Of course, most of them do, but some of them appreciate more of your studies, or more of your potential, or your age, or I don't know, like your personal life and stuff like that. So there might be various things that the managers would like to know, and that's why there is no easy answer, because it's a very variable question here. And usually it's about experience. So the previous job experience is the most common thing to have as the answer to this question. Sometimes, you know, some people have worked 10 years in the industry. Of course, they are very easily like hired before you, since they have more expertise, they can do the job faster, and they can do it without mistakes. They don't need the study process for it, and even if they're changing the job, I think it's very easy for them to work in the same industry because they already know everything. So yeah, I think it's about the expertise mostly, and that's what also the companies looking in the first hand. This is the priority, to have somebody with the job experience, and that's why IT sector, for example, is very stacked right now, because it's there's a lot of entry level guys, but nobody wants to hire like entry level guys. They want to hire some senior developers or senior programmers, since they have already proved themselves. They will be faster. Of course, juniors will be more motivated than them, but still, I mean, what matters in the end for them is that the job gets done, and in the right way. So you don't spend too much resources from the company, and you're not spending, their benefits and so on. Basically, the companies nowadays, they are chasing every penny, and they want somebody that does the least amount of mistakes or already has everything. I mean, sometimes even like the smallest things, like having a new coffee cup at work. Of course, it's not an expensive thing, but it's just an example that some companies provide you a coffee cup or like stuff like that, thermos or whatever. But I mean, some people are actually asking for it. That immediately when they are like junior level, entry level, they're going into the job, they start demanding stuff that, oh, I want this thermos, I want this cup. But the seniors maybe not want them, because maybe they don't want them because they are already having those things from the previous jobs, and why would they need extra? I mean, of course it's nice to have, but it's not something that they are focusing on. But that's just one example. It's a very small minor thing, but the employer might have the idea that you are demanding too much stuff from them. Anyways, yeah, sometimes they are putting your CV away too fast to the other pile. I mean, they are not even. They see something that they don't like. It's like Tinder, right? You swipe with the right or to the left, and once you have swiped left, you never see this person again, and you might have made like the most terrible mistake in your life. But in the job scene, it's the same. I mean, if the employer estimates the CVs, they look inside of it, they see something that they don't like. For example, that you have worked in plenty of different places. You have like 10 different places in like 2 months there, 2 months there, and then they're going to put your pile like CVs to the left. But what they don't realize is that maybe those 2 months were something that you were just adapting, or you made first mistake and already you got fired or something. But that's not how the company should operate. But they are already putting your CV to the left because of this, and there's plenty of other reasons why they put the CV to the left side, and not to the right pile that you actually need to be in. So that's why I think that they are a little bit. Sometimes the others are not better than you. Sometimes they are not better than you, and your CV still gets to the bad pile. So it's a very important topic to notice as well, that sometimes it's not about you, it's about me. It's about the employer, and yeah, the cliche one. But yeah, of course there are cases that as I mentioned before, that less experience or less studies or stuff like that the employers usually watch from your CV, or your motivation letter is also very important. That even though you are like having a nice company to apply to, you write a very good motivation letter, it might not be enough for them because they have line behind the door and there's hundreds of candidates. And I was googling actually. In the UK, for example, there's master's degrees, like 4.8% of people have the master's degree in UK, and 37.8% have at least the bachelor or higher. The bachelor degree is having around, I think, then 32% or so, maybe 31 because of the PhD. Most of them have like bachelor's degree, but I mean the bigger percentage is in the high school area that have high school education, because it's the rest of this around like 2/3 or something that people have this high school education. And of course, like that means that 1/3 of the people will have the bachelor's degree, and around 5% of the applicants might have even the master's degree if you have 100 plus applicants. And nowadays there are at least 100 plus applicants, and most of the jobs in LinkedIn, as you can see, then you might have like a bachelor's degree and you are maybe 10th in their list or something like that, but the top 5 would be with the master's degree. So that's an example also that to think about. That sometimes it's just anyone's game, because it really might depend on the luck. For example, if there's no people with master's degree applying at all out of this 100, there might be a luck that they are choosing you or somebody else there from the bachelor's pile. And of course, there might be other way around as well, that there might be 10 people of with master's degree out of 100, and you're competing against all of them. And there is, people with better education and better job experience than you out there. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch this video, right? You would have very easy time to find a job if you were people like this. But that's not the case at the moment. So don't focus too much on this question. Of course, it's a difficult question and you will think about it basically every night. But I can always tell you about that long about it. The measures that we can take against it, I will tell you about a little bit later in my next slide. But that's one of these questions that is very much occurring. So I was wanting to go more into detail with this. Yeah, sorry if I was too long with this, but let's go to the other question. And I only get replies from 30% of companies. I mean, if you get replies from 30% of companies, it's actually very, very good already, to be honest, because I think nowadays many of the companies don't even reply, or they are just ignoring. There will be no answer. So 30% is actually, sometimes it's considered as a good number. Don't get too much into statistics with these things, because sometimes some good companies, they don't want to answer you, and don't take it too personally. I mean, there might be some good opportunities missed, but if you don't get an answer, you have always the chance to call over to them to ask that, why I didn't get an answer, and you will give them a good feedback why to get an answer in the first place. Maybe there will be more positions open and you can apply again. I mean, I got hired to a job, basically like to a company that rejected me when I was applying to one position, and then when I was applying to another position, they hired me. So if they even don't reply you once, maybe they will reply you when you candidate there next time. It's good to keep an eyes open that about these companies, that basically there might be another chance with them, and don't lose hope with this. I mean, this statistics don't really matter usually in the job search, unless you have very big formula, like I don't know, you have applied to like 200 positions or so, then it might matter. But other than that, if you apply to, for example, like 50, I don't think the statistics is real enough to show you too much about this. So yeah, don't waste your time also. And then I get tired. I get the same answer over and over again. So yeah, that's the same answer that is always like saying that oh, we're sorry to inform you that we proceed with other candidates, or we're sorry that we're proceeding with other candidates that are meeting even further of our requirements. That's basically the robotic answer that they're giving you, and basically they have written down the blank for this, that they just have the robot to send you an answer due to they are getting too many applicants, and they are sorting out people like in Tinder. So you have to keep that in mind, that sometimes I mean, when you don't have job experience yet, you will get like, I always like to take this parallel, you will get like, I don't know, some 0 to 10 matches or something. But if you have already job experience, maybe you get more and more all the time, and that's nice to have at least something in the office already. Even if it was a bad job, I would still go there when it was for my first job. So I mean, I've also had bad jobs in my life. I also had them, and I wasn't always like happy with my jobs, but that got me into a position that I like. And I think it's very useful to share my practice here, because the fact that your job is bad and you would rather do something else doesn't play a role really, because sometimes what matters is that you're familiar how it works in the industry, or the basics, or even the basic actions that you need to take when doing this job. So the next job might be with good colleagues and good boss, might not be, but might be. You will have the chance at least. But I mean, you might not find this good job when you don't have this job experience, and that's what they make their decisions most of all. So yeah, don't get too stuck into the same answer. I mean, it's always a robot and it's always the same answer. Just learn to ignore it, because it's you don't want to waste your time with this. Basically, you have to keep your mind into solutions, not into troubles. And that's because it's psychological, is that the brain likes to think more about positive things than about negative things. And then fourth, I am tired and would rather do something else. Yeah, that's very, very common case as well. And I also got tired when my job search. I wasn't like applying to 200 positions, or even like, I think I was applying to 10 positions in a day, but sometimes it was 0 in a day because I took a break day. The thing is that it's easy to get tired of this, because you always have to make a user in the homepage, as I told before in my previous video, and it's always like a new motivation letter with new stuff, because the motivation letter also matters sometimes. It's one of those big three, basically. The big three is job experience, education, and motivation letter. So once you have like one of them filled, if you have like good job experience and good education, then you don't maybe have to make that good of a motivation letter. You can use the same motivation letter for many companies. But if you don't have those things, maybe you have to focus on the motivation letter, and it takes you more time to build it up all the time based on the company's needs and different kind of companies, different kind of goals. Because sometimes you are checking their homepage and there's like goals noted, and you see that, oh, I also meet with this goal, or in the sharp position there's written that I also meet with this requirement, and so on. And it's very, very tiring to do all the time this motivation letter. And when you get tired and your mindset is not solution based anymore, I think it's a good time to tell yourself that, okay, I did already some stuff. I already applied to 50 different positions in like 5 days. I need like 2 days of break. And remember, in the weekend nobody works anyway, so you can might as well continue on Monday, and just send out more CVs then. Or maybe you're not ready on Monday, maybe you're ready on Tuesday. Nobody knows. But yeah, if it takes like 2 months and you are tired for 2 months already straight and you are not sending out any CVs, then you have to consider something twice, because sometimes it's better to do something than not doing nothing. Uh, Even if it's something wrong, even if you're sending out this shitty motivation letter all the time, the same one, you can still spam like companies with a CV, and maybe something will, it's like fishing. You're fishing in a sea, and then on a boat or something like fishing boat, and sometimes you don't get anything, sometimes you get stuff. And every experience teaches you something. So don't quit already at the start of your job search. At the start, you should be motivated, and maybe if you take like months and months, then maybe you're not that motivated anymore. But also, it's good to keep like a diary or something that those companies that are still haven't replied, or are potential ones that might be contacting you later, that haven't sent a complete no yet. Because you can always call and check that, oh, hey guys, why you didn't answer anything, have I done something wrong, or is there any news, or stuff like that. That shows your dedication rather than your stupidity for them. And some employers really appreciate it when you step it up for yourself, and you know how to sell yourself, you know how to do stuff, you know how to have this solution based mindset, and etc. So yeah. And then we have number 5, nobody wants a foreigner. Now that's not true, because there's plenty of big companies that hire foreigners. However, if they have a choice maybe from the local people and from the foreigner, then they will go for the local people maybe, because they know how to operate in this kind of environment already. Of course, if it's a remote job, then I think it doesn't matter if you're a foreigner or not. But if you need to be in the office and not willing to relocate or something, then this is a risk that they will have to ask some extra questions. That's why they don't really. They are very skeptical with the foreigners, let's say. Not that they are racist or anything, but they are skeptical because, first you think about it from the employer's perspective. Of course, you have this notice that you are not discriminating anybody with race or sex or whatever, but once you see their CV and you have this foreigner CV in your hands, and you see from the other pile, you see some kind of people that already live in the address in your home city or something, and you want them to be in the office, then obviously you're going to choose the one that already lives there. So if the foreigner doesn't live there, I think they are already preferring the other guys, unless you have very big experience and stuff that I mentioned before. However, there are exceptions, and there are, for example, if you're a foreigner and live in there, and you have the same guy like the local person, and you need the language skill already, then they also prefer the local people. But once you don't need it, it becomes the other way around. I mean, if this foreigner has better expertise in this thing, then they might, I think they will hire this more qualified one. So yeah, it really depends, but I think there's most of all is about the language barrier or the relocation barrier, that they don't want to hire foreigners, but there are chances for the foreigners as well, and I've seen it happening. I've seen foreigners getting a very good job in my country and being there earning more money than I am. So I think it's a very this topic is actually, if you have some experience already or education, then I think it will be not even that kind of topic, because it's just a handful of maybe industries doesn't want to hire foreigners, like the ones that are really closed system, that are really government based. So in the public sector, yeah, maybe it will be difficult, but for the private sector it should be okay. And then my career suffers and I get only bad offers. That's another thing, that career suffers. You get older and older every day, and career opportunities are fading away at some point. But however, it's not usually too late to make a career path. I mean, even if you are in your, I don't know, if you are, maybe in a very old person, like about to retire, then the career is not for you anymore usually. But if you are in your 30s, then don't worry about it, because I mean, if you are in your 30s, maybe you are more willing to study in the education system and get this cum laude to graduate to a bachelor or master's, and that will open you new doors. And once you're 30 years old, I think it's one of the best times to make a career. And of course, if you are like 40s, and then maybe some employers are also considering the people that are already had kids and not don't want any more. For example, like their opportunities. And of course, you will hate me for that, for saying for that this kind of thing. You shouldn't discriminate the people that have kids, and I also have a kid. You have maybe heard the baby on the background before, but I mean, this is the truth. This is the truth, that employers are discriminating you if you have kids or not, because they usually don't want to hire somebody like every 4 months, because it takes a lot of resources from their part as well. Unless it's a job like, I don't know, cleaning something and having very like part-time contract, or contract with a deadline or something like that. But once it's a long-term contract, like even a year is already long-term actually, then I think it's okay. And yeah, I don't think the career suffers once you're in your 40s, and maybe in the 50s it's more difficult, but 50s, 60s, and then it comes already retirement age. But yeah, 50s and 60s, I think is the point that I would already maybe quit my career opportunities, because this idea of the career opportunities, because by then you will have to know what you're going to do in your life, and what time are you going to retire and such. I mean, you will have to have a plan by this time. So we have to build up our knowledge and our career until we get into 50s. Maybe in the 50s we're experts and in some area or some industry, then you can make a career in this industry only. But I don't think you can do like much else than that, because usually like young people are viewed as somebody that can work there for a very long time, uh, versus somebody that is going to stay there maybe for another like 5 years, and then retire, or 2 years even. So yeah, I don't know about this, but uh, once I get 50, maybe I can consider about this topic, but I cannot right now. I'm really sorry, guys, if you are in this age, and I cannot give you any tips about this. And I only get bad offers. Yeah, that's another thing. Actually, I've also had the point that I only got bad offers, and I didn't have anything to shine out from the rest. There was only, like, shitty offers and stuff like that I didn't enjoy, and I was like losing all hope and everything. But then it becomes sometimes that there is this one opportunity that goes really well, and that's what happened there. Otherwise, I would have had to accept this bad offer and give it a lot of time and thought that how long can I be jobless. So that would have meant that I was jobless for 6 or 7 months. I think 6 months, half a year. But after that, I would have gotten a bad job. Um, so yeah, I wasn't quite sure about this, that if I want to do it, and I only had one other hope, and luckily it succeeded. But yeah, it's sometimes you will have to take risks and gambles, and once you get into the point that it's hopeless, um, it might be that you will have to do this bad offer or bad offer job, because just to provide for your family, for example. So yeah, that almost happened to me as well, and I think it's based on also luck, that if you get a good offer or not, versus this bad offers. And if you have this time to search for the job, the timing is very, very important in this case. And I always say it, but it's also important in the relationships. It's about the career life. The timing becomes down to timing sometimes. So bad offers, I cannot do much about it. Sometimes companies are really bad, and they have really bad policies, and you are forced to kind of work there by some time. Of course, some like people in LinkedIn and stuff are always sharing those that never work for the bad company and stuff, but sometimes you don't have a chance. Like, you will have to provide for your family rather than to wait for like 2 years to get a decent job. Because once you have earned this low salary for like 2 years, or getting this decent salary after 2 years, or maybe earn like this low salary for 2 years and then still applying to this same position later after like 2 years, you will get better salary later. I would take the bad job for 2 years to get some kind of salary. So yeah, and then this second last point here, I'm not motivated anymore. Uh, Sometimes you might lose motivation after applying, and once you started, for you were like hands-on and applying to so many different positions, and then you got really tired and not motivated, and saying that I don't have any chances. But actually it's not true, because there's always going to be some kind of opportunities or openings in the companies. Of course, they might go for the internal recruitment first, but they might go external also at some point and get new guys in. There might be some good opportunities for this. So don't lose motivation for sure, because that's very good leverage that you will have. And once this good opportunity pops up, and you are not motivated anymore for this good opportunity, then something is really wrong with you, because I mean, you have to be motivated to show them your motivation. That's why you write the cover letter, you write the motivation letter, a good one, all the time. And you cannot say to them that you are not motivated anymore, or you're like just letting it slide and say, it wouldn't go well, but actually maybe if you put more effort into this, maybe it would have worked out well, and you might have lost very great opportunity just because you were not motivated anymore. Sounds stupid, doesn't it? Like, I mean, it's the same thing as in Tinder, that once you swipe left, you haven't seen this person at all. It's the same with the job. Once you are not motivated anymore, you swipe the job to the left side and say that, oh, I'm not going to put any effort into this or something, and you will not get this job. And even if you're like applying for those that have the requirements only about your expertise, sometimes they are not looking for only those points, or they have, as I told in my previous videos also, that there might be only 50% of things, for example, that goes together with this job recruitment post, because everything else is like learnable. Once you can study those things, it becomes in your mind that you know that well, I don't know about this, but you can study about it. For example, those things are like I don't know. Sometimes in the job description, they are looking for somebody that has technical specification driven mindset or something like that, But I know, for example, that I wasn't this kind of person, and still I applied for the job, and then I learned these kind of things at the job. I try to motivate myself to learn about those things, and it's important that you're willing to learn those things. If they can see that, they might hire you even if you don't have this mindset. And then, too long without the job, difficult financially. That's what I was talking about, that it's very difficult to be too long without a job. Take this shitty job and do it by yourself, and it would be better financially for you, honestly, at some point. Of course, if there is a chance, like you're just at the start of your job search, and don't apply like the first job that pops up, just apply the one that you like. But once you have searched around for like 6 years and still didn't get a good job, I mean, not 6 years, but 6 months, sorry. 6 months, half a year is usually where you want to think about that maybe I should go and, do some job that is more shitty, but at least I can get some money. Okay. And now, how to get the motivation back then? That's some like antidotes that I was bringing out here. Yeah, so sorry, here I will make a pause. Okay, sorry about that. I was having a cold, I think, from the last days. It's been pretty cold outside. And yeah, wait for the succeeding, how to get the motivation back. There might be only this one opportunity, one succeeding, and that might work out very perfectly. And there's one good job out of all this 50 bad jobs or something like that. Or maybe you applied to 50 places, there's one job that you really liked. Sometimes it works out, sometimes they are replying and stuff. Maybe you called them and asked how is it going, and they called you back that, oh, actually it's going well, and we have this kind of opening, and we see that the dedication in your eyes, and we want to hire you and stuff like that. It's good to wait for the succeeding at start, because if I was job searching right now, I would go for the jobs that I would like to do first of all, and try that for like 4 months and see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, I would reconsider. If it does go well and there's this one opportunity, or like 3 different opportunities, then this succeeding are very, very important to have, and that will get your motivation back. Once you have this one succeeding, once you have this at least one job interview or something like that, that is basically, even if you're like second best or something like that, it teaches you everything. It's very good. And with my recent job, it was also like that I had this one job that was way above the rest, and somehow they say that, you are where you were actually doing well and were inviting you to the final round and stuff, and I was like, wow, what is this, a paradise or what? And it turned out to be like that, and it's very nice. It's very nice sometimes that you will get this one succeeding in your life, and it's everything for you. Same with the relationships. I mean, you might go over and over like difficult guys, difficult girls, whatever, and then this one pops out, the one that is a keeper, and you are like there and thinking that, who are you and where you all my life, you know? Sometimes I was looking for like 15 years for you or something like that, and you know, I have this one succeeding that is very influential to your life, very influential, and this will be everything. It's like paradise for you at the time, at least. And then this second, I mean, the first one also I want to talk about it because sometimes you are like, yeah, good to say that, wait for the succeeding, but I never had any succeedings. I only had like shitty offers and stuff. uh, might be how you define also succeeding, because sometimes you don't get like, you know, 5 grand in a month for the job. Sometimes you have to uh, lower your standards and say that, okay, 4 grand a month isn't too bad, and that's how you define succeeding for you, because the first requirement for you will be probably salary, and it's not always the guys, the paradise is not always like flowers and butterflies all the time. I mean, every job has its cons and pros, and I mean, even my job, of course I'm happy with my job because the uh, things that I appreciate are there, the core values, and the core values is what matters, not the ones that are like extra. I mean, if you have been in the job scene for a long time, you know that those extra values doesn't give you anything. I mean, pizza parties is the meme right now. I mean, of course, it's nice to have and stuff while you're having it, but after like this pizza party, you will be like, oh, but my life is still shite, you know. So I wouldn't say that it's it's always going to happen, but once it happens, might be everything. And people have searched for it for like 20 years. It's the same with a relationship. You might search for the one for like 20 years and still not find him or her. And with the job, it's the same. Like I've had those shitty jobs, and so you just had done enough to survive and so on. But once you get into the better level, you never want to leave. And then second point, and think about getting back into a comfortable job scene. Now, yeah, that's important because once, for example, let's take two countries, right? Let's take Switzerland, and let's take I don't know, Czech Republic. Okay, so we have two countries in Europe, and of course everybody is going to try for Switzerland, and not so many are trying to for the Czech Republic, Czechia. Right now, I think it's called Czechia, and they are, of course, they're manufacturing Skoda and stuff, but the cars. However, Switzerland is much more rich than they are, so the salaries are higher than there. Uh, but maybe you are from Czechia and you want to get into Switzerland, and you have applied like 100 jobs in Switzerland and like maybe 5 best jobs in Czechia, then I think you might have to come back to your own country, to Czechia, because there's many more opportunities you there, especially when it takes too long for you to find a job. I remember when I was living abroad, I was searching for the job there as well, sometimes, and checking around the opportunities. But once I put very high experience, let's say, on the languages there. Even though I didn't speak those languages, I was speaking some phrases. I was still putting these languages in because I can speak some of it, like A1, but actually I couldn't even speak that. So yeah, it's and then I got one offer, and this offer was actually, it wasn't the best offer, let's say. It was pretty low salary still compared with my own country. And then basically I was moving back to my own country and searching, like, because it was more comfortable for me as well, because basically it was the lower salary, maybe the purchasing power was higher. However, the job was very far away, like an hour drive. And basically in my own country it's not like 1 hour drive. So basically I was just moving back and getting more opportunities opening for me, because I know this job scene better than this abroad one. And the abroad one, I tried, of course, different stuff to find different jobs, but I only got one offer. And in the more comfortable job scene, when you know how it works, then you will get probably more offers to yourself. Because like Czechia and Switzerland, we applied 100 jobs in Switzerland and 5 in Czechia and didn't get hired. But what if I applied to 5 in Switzerland and 100 in Czechia and I got hired? I got a good job, actually, like not the best job, but it was a decent job. And I mean, I'm happy. Of course, sometimes you need to shoot your shots with good countries as well, like Switzerland and Norway and stuff, and Luxembourg and whatever those rich countries are. But sometimes it doesn't work out, and you have to be ready for this. And if it doesn't work out, then you have to have a plan B to go back to your home, go back to your parents. Consult with them. What would they do? Listen to people that are close to you. Really listen to them. They are seeing better you outside than yourself, and you have to accept it. You have to accept that your relatives are seeing you in a better light than you are. They are seeing your strengths, and they are going to focus on your strengths with recommending you stuff. And maybe they see that, oh, you're wasting your potential, like applying to Switzerland. And they say that, okay, come back to Czechia, apply for this company, that company, and because I think your strengths are that, and la 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 la, yada da da da, and you find a job, you find a decent job. So yeah, listen to your relatives and those people that are close to you, because they are having some really good ideas. Don't block yourself with that I don't want to hear anything from you, I will deal with it with myself. I know how to do this. Don't think like this. Hear everybody out, listen to their suggestions, mark them down, and then maybe you might have to do some compromises, that if they conflict with your opinions, you have to do some compromises, that okay, they're suggesting me this, but I don't want to do exactly that. I will do something in the middle. Or maybe that, well, I have done my way and it didn't work out, so I might as well try their way and it worked out, So yeah, listen to them. They want good for you, not bad for you. And then consider part-timers. Now that's something that might be actually very hidden. There's plenty of like project-based jobs nowadays that is hiring you only for some kind of projects and part-time. Maybe apply for them and find a similar job that is the same thing, and work in 2 jobs but different times. You can combine with timetables and stuff like that. So I think the part-timers or project-based jobs is not too bad of an option, especially when you have some of them, like 2 or 3. I think 4 would be too many, but depends on a project. So yeah, uh, consider those as well. There might be even some applications or some web pages that offer this kind of part timers, and you can get a good, you know, decent money sometimes when you're have nothing better to do, or you're at least running in trouble financially. You can still do something like, for example, let's say that you were searching for your dream job for like 3 days straight, and you want to, on the fourth day you want to do something else because you're very tired, and you can book a time for the next day, for the fifth day, that you are going to do some like project based stuff, and today you're still going to try for the job. And once you have eased your thoughts with the job search, that you have sent out like 4 days of CVs and motivation letters, on the fifth job you can do the other like job bite, and yeah, complete it and clear your minds. I mean, once you are actually doing some work, then you see some how is some stuff operating, because sometimes I've seen, for example, like there's some industries that I don't know nothing about, and they might be working in a specific way, and even if you do some job bite for them, for some industry or something like manufacturing, I mean, might be something that is getting your idea in different direction, or like do this kind of 180 turn, you know. This might help you out significantly as well, just to clear your minds with a part-time job or something. You do something without a thought. You just, for example, you just do some kind of like picking the like salad boxes out and put them in the basket, you know, from the industry. And I mean, it's good to do it, and for one day, and just not think about anything, just fill out the boxes and clear your mind, see how this line is operating and so on. Might be having your thoughts moving around in the different direction. And then number 4, go out. That's what was this part-timer also about, and make some connections. Yeah, so these job bites might be one way to do it, but the other way is to completely just go somewhere. Of course, you don't have to always spend money. Sometimes when you get like Starbucks or something, and you are there, and just trying to make a conversation with somebody, but I'm not sure if it would work out as well, because even if you're like going out for a walk with your dog or something, and talk about with the other owner of the dog, some other dog, make some connections with them, maybe they have some ideas. You can even ask that, oh well, I had this crazy ideas about the job hunt right now, but what you would you suggest, like how to get the job nowadays? And they will of course like help because you ask for the help. So they might have some interesting thoughts as well. That's why I was telling you to listen to the close ones first of all, because they are the ones that see you the best. But of course, if you need some neutral opinions, then you can ask from the neutral people. And some of them might be even connected with some big businesses. Those same people might have a dog. They might be, you know, dog owner, and they're saying that, oh, actually, our company has, you know, 10 openings right now. Maybe you can check them out, you know. And they already know you briefly, and you can still candidate there. And then when they see you in the office, you are there like, oh, I remember you. You know, it's something that you already have there, somebody that you have seen. It's already good thing. And then number 5, we have better times ahead. Now, better times ahead is a very interesting point, because nowadays the first video that I made was about the job market, and it's going to a recession very soon, as we can all feel it, and that means that there will not be that many job openings. There's a lot of competition, uh, basically all the jobs are going too fast, and you don't really have available positions anymore, that many at least. Everybody's like open to work in LinkedIn, but the thing is that there's better times ahead. So this recession is going to happen, but maybe in 3 years it's not going to be as bad anymore. As like COVID was, when everybody was shutting down, they didn't know what to expect. Right now it's the same. They don't know what to expect. How is the wars going on? How is this world economic work going to work out? Like those Houthis that are bombing the ships, and maybe there's some sanctions on the countries that we shouldn't have sanctions on. But I mean, there's better times ahead. It's not going to be forever, and you will have to acknowledge it. And sometimes you have to do some shitty jobs in order to get a good job, and that's what I mentioned before. That basically work as physical job for some time, and I mean, you can get back to the office after 3 years when there's more openings, because right now everybody wants to have a comfortable seat and get a lot of money there by doing nothing, but that's not the case. We need somebody to get the work done. We need this core members to get the work done. So you can be this core member, this core worker, this employee that is going to do the physical stuff and actually getting the work done for some time, and then come back to the office and telling all those smart schedules and analysis and stuff, and still get paid later with a good job and not doing too much there. So yeah, I think just temporarily do something else and get back to it when it's the right time. Or like keep on applying at the same time, but still do some job that you wouldn't do. And maybe as I mentioned this Czechia and Switzerland example before, maybe sometimes it's also that in Switzerland there's some opportunity for some kind of salad in the box, as I said before. Basically, maybe there's some opportunities to do this industry stuff for full time and still get paid better than in Czechia. And you don't have to do it for, as I said, in forever. You can do it for 3 years and then quit. So and go back to the Czechia to office, or maybe even learn how Switzerland job market works with these 3 years and notice this like around your neighborhood and everything, that might get a good job later. So it might be your opportunity to step into the door. And learn from the failures is another thing. Is that once you had an interview already, let's say that you were invited to the interview and you were the second best. Learn from this failure. I mean, second best is already actually a success, but because this gives you a hint that, oh, I was so close, but not just there. There might be something that I did wrong, and then think about these aspects that went wrong. Like, for example, maybe you said something in the job interview that wasn't supposed to be said, or something that they were requiring that you would know about, but you didn't know about those things, or some like materials that they give you to read. And maybe you can read through those materials and apply for the same company or apply to the similar company, and perhaps they are going to ask you the same question there. Or you can mention that, oh, I've read those materials about this industry. It's something that they will be impressed that you know about even. It's good to mention some things that is not known for everybody. And especially some industries have those things that there might be I don't know, like well, yeah, it's difficult to make an example of this, but basically once you know something, even a slightest fact can change the course of the interviews. And if I was saying that this industry that I'm working in right now, I would apply again I would have a better hope there, because I already know what they would ask and what they need me to study, and materials, all those things. So yeah, this is also another thing, that analyze all this uh, criticism, or not even criticism. Sometimes they don't bring those things out because you will have to ask why I wasn't hired. But you can think about it yourself. What went good in the interview and what went bad, or what kind of questions was I struggling to answer, or something like this. Maybe it wasn't like a complete answer, or it was like partly good answer, but there was something missing, or something was better with the other candidate. Then you can learn from this and see what the company's values are in this industry, like in the usual trends. And remember to stay positive. I think that's what everybody always says. Some people hate it, that, oh, why? What do you mean I stay positive? I'm so negative, and I'm a negative person. How can I possibly stay positive with all this depression and job scene and stuff? But the thing is that focus what went well. For example, like this in this job interview, what went well? You thank them for the opportunity, that you were second best. Yeah, thank them for the opportunity, and maybe say that maybe our paths will cross again in the future. That you might, maybe it's a big company and you might apply again. And remember to stay positive in this sense, that you don't give up hope, you don't offend anybody, and you're focusing on what went well. I mean, hey, you were second best here. It's more like a success than a failure. And yeah, and remember, like, for example, if they invite you to interview already, it's already a good thing. And they pick you out from the rest of the candidates, you know. Sometimes it's good to, stay positive. Even if the interview went bad, I mean, still can be positive. And as the brain likes to think more positively than negatively, it's a very important thing that you will also stay positive to keep yourself motivated. And then stay away from the danger. What I want to say here is that it might be very easy to become like engaged like criminal activity, or something that is morally wrong. uh, I think you should keep those opportunities as plan B. Something that you wouldn't do unless you have any other choice. Of course, if you now want to do some pyramid schemes and you actually would get rich with this, and the salary is really important to you, then do it. I mean, if the salary is most important thing for you all the time, no matter what, then do these pyramid schemes. Really, guys. I mean, I encourage you to do it, because that will be, at least you get the most important thing out of the job, which is to put the bread and butter to your table. So yeah, that's. But for example, don't go into like criminal activity that it's easy to make money with gambling, or like illegal gambling. I mean here, or like some selling some drugs or something like that. Of course, it's easy to make money, and but it's going to put you in danger. And do you really want to put the bread and butter to your table for so long? I mean, once you go to the jail after these 2 years of success, I mean, you would regret it later, and that will leave a mark for you for the rest of your life. And sometimes you cannot even work for the government or anything like that. You cannot work in the public sector. It closes you so many doors, and your privacy might suffer. And I don't know, like getting yourself naked in front of the camera, it's already, your privacy will suffer because of this. Uh, so yeah, I don't think it's good to have dangerous life unless you really have to. Unless you, yeah, I mean, if there's absolutely no other way for you, then that would be, yeah, they only click that. Of course, uh, if there's nothing else for you and your lifestyle is really very costly and other things, then yeah, maybe you will have to do it. You will have to take this danger, but don't go there if you have another choice. For example, if this pyramid scheme worker pays you only like 200, 400 more every month, and you can still get your like purchases done with the other job, then I would choose the other one, because I mean, you are going to rip off some customers with this, and it's not you know, it's morally wrong. Or for example, if you are like, I don't know, work in some kind of for some sanctioning country and see that, oh, I'm getting a lot of money and stuff, it's morally wrong, and you will have to figure out where your morals are. Of course, if you don't care about those things, go for it. If you if you really don't care, but I mean, you should care, because you should set some limits to yourself as well. That what I wouldn't do ever. So yeah, I think that's another way to get the motivation back. And too many homeworks and rounds. I don't have time. And this slide is actually for those that have gotten plenty of job offers. Because I didn't cover this topic. What if you got plenty of job offers at the same time, and you are still working somewhere? So if you already basically watched the rest of the video and you didn't have the same case as here, then you might as well already close the video. But I will go over this topic as well, because sometimes it has happened also to me, in the better times, of course, not at the moment. But basically, sometimes there's too many homeworks and rounds, and I don't have time to fulfill all of them. I have stuff to do. Then, first thing, always make a priority list. What is the most important thing? And if your life is more important, and those things in life needs to be done. For example, like you want to clean the house in this weekend, you don't have time for the homework, then clean the house if this is more important for you. Then another thing that, for example, there's like 2 homeworks, and you have one bad company and one good company, then I would suggest you to do start with a good company, because yeah, you will get some practice with the bad company, but you might not have time for later. So basically, do the homework for the good company first, give it to your everything, and then see if you have time to do the homework for the bad company. And also mark down the things to do, that yeah, I still have some stuff that I would like to do in this weekend. For example, I would like to go on a trip. Yeah, go for it. I mean, you will have to travel first and then come back later. Yeah, I didn't explain that one well, did I? But anyways, small steps are big wins. So, I mean, if you have many rounds and you don't have time, take small steps. Start with something, start with the homework that is for the good company. One should think that, okay, I will have to go on the weekend trip this weekend, and you might miss a good opportunity because of this. Maybe you can cancel your plans, make a small step, like first cancel this trip, and second, start doing your homework slowly and steadily. So yeah, it's few things. I like this slogan, by the way, this small steps is big wins, because sometimes I see that people are so depressed and not doing anything, or are not motivated enough, not having a solution-based mindset, and they quit very, very fast. And me, for example, that is going with the small steps towards the goal, I'm moving faster towards the goal. It's like the rabbit and the turtle race, right? Once you know the fairy tale, basically rabbit is like bragging that he's fast and stuff, but the turtle is like very slow. So the rabbit will obviously win, but even in this LinkedIn you can see this race, and you can see that the turtle actually wins, because the turtle takes small steps, but they are very steady. So rabbit is strong only at the start, but not going fully towards the goal. So yeah, take really small steps. This will help you out significantly, and work towards this goal that is most important for you. And yeah, write the things that you basically want to do. And the other thing is that sometimes I think in some companies there is like 4 rounds of homework or stuff. You can ask like right at the start, like how many rounds do you guys have if I get selected, and then they say maybe 4. Might not even bother with them. Might go for the company that is going for 2 rounds or 1 round or some whatever. And this is also, don't waste your time. Just work on the right things to do. Don't work on the wrong things. I mean, your time is precious, and so is nowadays. I mean, once you start wasting your time, these bad things start to happen. Like you will get the financial crisis, you will get the the life crisis. All your relatives may be like, why? What are you doing? Why you're not like working and stuff? And nothing will succeed. And another thing is that there is a big part of me that wants to warn you about this. Is that don't put too much time under doing some home tasks, because spend your time for the job search instead once you need to do it. Because the bottom line here is that of course you need some distractions, of course you need some entertainment, and you will have them, but make sure that at least you're going to deal with this. Even if it's smaller steps, like let's say that you're going to spend like, I don't know, 2 hours every day for job search. Even if it's just that, don't cut it, don't cancel it, cancel the other things, because you don't need to have the rest of your day as entertainment. I mean, video games, guys. I was also having video game issue, that I was like, instead of like searching for the job, at some points I was like playing video games, waiting for the answers, while I could have like applied to a new jobs and new jobs that was popping up, or putting into this new ways of like going into the place, like I mentioned in my previous video, and etc. So think twice while you play video games for too long. I think it's a very significant impact nowadays, because we all have like PlayStations and GTAs and stuff, and there's a lot of ways to keep yourself entertained, like watching YouTube or Twitch, or it's basically you can just watch Mr. Beast videos all the day, and still not moving forward with this, because you will see that, oh yeah, he has a dream, and he had a dream, and now he's like super huge in YouTube and stuff. But that's not your dream. It was his way. He was also putting a lot of work under this. It didn't come like immediately for him as well. He put some effort into this. I don't think he got anything in his life to be less than that. And yeah, if you have a job, like a day job, once you do like physical job at the same time, it will be more difficult to apply. But I mean, even if it's like 2 hours more work every day, still it's good to do because it might be getting you a good job later, and you might not have to do this physical job at some point, and be in the paradise or like close to a paradise kind of job, you know. Nowhere is paradise, but I mean, how you define paradise, right? I think when there's a small minor mistakes about the company, it's still a paradise because depends what is most important to you. Write them down. Mark down the things that are most important for you and rate them. I mean, if very important for you is to have a nice office space, for example. If very important thing for you is to have a nice boss or nice colleagues or good salary, you know, and or like yeah, if for example the good salary for you is like 10 out of 10, then write it as 10 out of 10. And nice colleagues for you is like, yeah, well, it's nice to have, but you know, I can do without them. Then you can put 5 out of 10 for these. Make an Excel table or a Google Sheet about it. It's very, very efficient, and calculate all those things that matter for you as a person, because every person is different, and those values that I have might not be yours, and we should be different. I mean, we're human beings after all, and it's good that we are, you know, different in a way that we fulfill all the basically. There's only one of you out of like 8 billion or however many people there is on Earth right now, and that's very important that you realize that there's only one you, and you can make it work through your strengths. And don't give up hope, guys. It's very important. I mean, there will be challenges. It's nobody saying that it's going to be easy. It wasn't easy even for me, but see, I still found a job because I did all those steps. So it's proved to be working, and I think it would work for you as well. But you, of course, if you can see other ways to improve it, you can also do those things that are giving the advantage to you as well. And you can find some other things from this video that I didn't see. I mean, you can of course do them and use it as your advantage. And stay positive, guys. I'm sorry to say it, but everybody always say like stay positive. But yeah, it's good that I was like sharing my thoughts process of it, because I always see those LinkedIn people that are like sharing their stuff, getting a lot of likes with their stuff, and then you know, actually like some things that they say is that never work for a bad boss or something. But I mean, that's sometimes you don't have this opportunity to say that, so be mindful of that, and don't really say the things that you shouldn't supposed to say at work, or something that I would never work for a bad boss. You can demand those things later on when you already had good jobs in the past and you know your market value. But when you're an entry level or so, don't mention those things to your boss, especially that, oh, if you are like that, then I'm going to leave, you know. Don't be like this. If it's your only opportunity, then might as well take it and go along with the ride until they fire you, because why not? I mean, after you are finished working with them, you are never going to see them again. Like really, you're never going to see them again. Or even if you are, you're going to ignore each other. You're not going to make some talks or have politeness talks with them. I mean, that's what matters, and it really doesn't matter after you are fired. So I don't remember that I would have that good relationship with my colleagues before, that I would actually like talk to them and get them as my friends or something. So just while you work there, maybe yes, but after that, it's like I never meet them again. But of course, if you do, it's good that you had them, and I look forward for your ideas, guys. But I think this channel is going pretty badly right now, so Let's see how many people in total end up watching it. But even if I can convince one person or help one person with my videos, I would already be very, very happy about it. And I just want to share my experiences because I know some of you are struggling to find work and you need those kind of like guidances because yeah, it happened with me, and I got ripped off hard by employers, like ripped off very, very hard, and that was the worst, one of the worst days of my life. And I don't want you to experience all this as well. And of course, many of you maybe are going to experience it, but still, uh, something to be mindful of. It has made me very cautious about the employers, but I hope that it's going to, help you guys. And until then, I'm going to release a new video probably next week, and stay tuned for this. And if you like this video, then of course leave a like, and then maybe we can somehow get this channel going, get the first subscriber as well, somebody that I have helped. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.